Hi, I'm Paul Perdue, and I am the infrastructure nerd.
And I'm Mary Jo Boyd, and I'm a legal technologist. Version 17 did a major overhaul on General Ledger. The chart of accounts is so much easier to use now.
You mean you don't have to figure out sort sequences and match up total and header accounts?
Oh no, not at all. There is drag and drop. You can look at account information right from the chart of accounts. It's amazing.
Can you show us how we do that?
I'd be glad to.
Great.
So the new chart of accounts in version 17 has been totally revamped. If I go into my chart of accounts now and I look at the screen, right off the bat, you're going to notice a big change in how it looks. My accounts are organized. I have a little drag and drop arrows over here. I can see the exact order and my heading and totaling accounts as they're going to appear on my income statement or my balance sheet. You'll notice that there are no sort sequences anymore. We don't have to worry about those. We can drag and drop. The accounts can be numbered any way we want. We don't have to renumber accounts to move the order down or change the sort sequence to try to put it in the right order anymore. That's done. We can see the account numbers and departments and then what kind of account types they are. So it starts with our assets, as always, and moves down through our income accounts, liability, income, and expenses. So everything that I see here, if I wanted to move this account around, I can just click on it, I can drag it up and move the order, drag it down and move the order. That's the first thing. Now let's say that I just want to add a brand new account. Let's say it's an expense account and it's underneath salaries, and I want to create a new designation for salaries. If I am on the salary header and I hit the new button, it's going to know that I'm in that section. So I have 5020 is my section of expenses for salaries, and I can just choose the next available matter, but that's not how we're really numbering in this example. But I could have that next available submatter because I'm in this particular heading, or I can just say I want the next specific account number, or I can say the next available account number. Well, I want to do a specific because I want something in here exactly where I want it. So I could create a 5135 and I could put it right between. So I'll do that. And I'm going to say okay. And now I'm going to get my account setup window. So I can give it a description, and I'm just going to say that this is, let's say that we're going to do custodial. I don't know. We're going to come up with something here. So we'll say custodial salaries. And I can give it a department if it has one. It is an expense account, and I don't want it to be a heading. I want it to be a detail account. This is where I get to choose that now. I can do a comment, a heading, or a totaling account, or a detail. So I'm going to make it a detail. I can also make accounts inactive. We didn't have that ability before, but now you can actually mark accounts inactive. So before, when you wanted to not see something on a report or that kind of thing, you actually had to try to delete that account, or there's some things that we had to jump through. And if you had any journal entries under there, you couldn't do it. So now you have the ability to mark that account inactive and not show it. You also, on the report options, can tell it whether you want that particular account to show on your income statement, and this is the detail view and this is the summary view. And so I could say that yes, do display it on my detail view, but don't show it on the summary, or show it on both. I could check both of those, and so on. I could also change the balance type if I needed to. This is going to assume, since it is an expense account, that it's a debit account. But if for some reason and I don't know why you would do it, but if you had to change that to be a credit account, you could by inverting the balance type. So I'm just going to save my account in here. And so here we've got our custodial salaries, but look where it put it. It put it up here under that particular heading account. So I'm going to drag it down here so that it's right between my file clerk salaries and my other staff. And so now I have a custodial salaries that's going to appear right here on that income statement where it should be. Now, this looks a little different than our version 16 and prior versions, because you're probably wondering, well, where is my budget window? Where's my balances? Where's all of that information? Well, I can simply right click and I can click on account information right from my chart of accounts, and I can see that information. Now you're probably looking at this going, whoa, this is totally different too, and it is. We now have an ability to choose which columns we're showing. Right now I clicked on the custodial salary, so there really is no information here yet. But I could select a period and it can go back prior years. I could say 2013 and I want column 2 to be 14, and then it can show the difference between those. So I can compare years here, which is really kind of cool. I also can set the budgets. Again, I can show different periods. So I could say I want to see the 2014 actual. Maybe I want to back this up and see the 2013 actual versus the 2014 actual or the 2013 budget. And I got a lot of options here that I could do. And I also can have column 3 be the difference, so I can see what the difference is between it. Now this might just be like this is, the 2014 actual versus the budget. So I don't have to do any special report. I can just come in here and see that for this account. I can set the budgets just by clicking on that. And of course, I'm in my chart of accounts, so I can't do that from here, but I'll show you another way to get into the account information to actually set the budget. And then we can also see journal entries. So let's look at this tab here. You can actually choose a date range. So I have several in here today, or I can do a custom, or I can do prior month, prior year, those kinds of things. And I can do see any journal entries that are out there for that particular account. So this is a quick view. If I close this, you'll see I'm back in my chart of accounts. So I was just getting into it right from the chart. So very quickly, if I just wanted to, come in and see some information while I'm in the chart, right click, account information. Now this one is an account that actually does have information because I went back to the associate salaries, and so I can see at a glance that information or the budgets that were set or any journal entries that have been out there in my date range. But let's say that I do want to actually go set that budget. I'm going to go ahead and get out of the chart, and I'm going to go to my chart of accounts tab, and then I'm going to click on account information. Now getting into it from this view, I can then set budgets if I wanted to. So let's go back to my account for my custodial salaries. And let's say that I do want to set a budget. I can then type in my information just like we could before. And I can say that we have a $1,000 a month budget. I can allocate it just like I did before monthly and say that it's $1,000. Or I could do a yearly or a percentage. All of those things that we had available before are now underneath the set budgets button. And I'll save that. I've just set a budget for 2014 of $1,000 a month. If I do the budget report, this will also give me some options in here so that I can see either per account or for my whole budget. If I preview that, that is another report that I can see the monthly versus, the actual versus the budgeted amount. So again, that is in my account information window. The journal entry tab, I showed you a little bit there. This could be very helpful. If you know that you have a journal entry in a certain account and you're trying to find it, we know that we can do a journal report and there's some other places that you can go, but you can also go right into this account information. And let's say that we had an entry that was made for fee income for Jim, and it shouldn't be Jim's, it should be Jan's, or it should be, or J-A-N, I know it's not really Jan, but, and we need to move that, or we need to try to find it. I can find it quickly by just coming into this account because I know it hit in Jim's account in a certain date range. And I'm going to go back to, say, prior month here. And let's say that it was this payment. And I know that this payment is not supposed to be here. Well, I could find it quickly by just going into the account information, choosing this account, choosing the date range that I know that the incident happened. And then I can double click on that and go right into the... So there you go. Now you know how to navigate the new chart of account interface in version 17.
That's just one more way that we can help you to worry less
and practice more.